Assalamualaikum to each and everyone, especially to you, sir. So for today, I'm going to discuss about historical methodology. So from the word methodology is the process by which historians gather evidence and formulate ideas about the past. So what do you mean by historical evidences? It can take a variety of forms. So among the most important types of historical evidence are primary sources and secondary sources. So number one is the primary sources. So when you say primary sources, it consists of original documents, artifacts, or other information that were created at the time under study. Okay, so example of primary sources is letter written to his girlfriend or wife. So, ang tawag dito sa example ng primary sources na binigay ko is original documents. So, bakit siya natawag na original documents? Ihalimbawa natin yung sinaunang panahon, di ba? So, halimbawa, nung sinaunang panahon, nagkaroon ng gera, then sa pangyayaring yun, maraming namatay na sundalo. Then, isa doon sa mga namatay is, before siya namatay, nagsulat mo na siya, nagmensahe mo na siya through written sa kanyang asawa or girlfriend. Na, which is yung sulat na yon or yung mensahe na yon sa kanyang asawa or girlfriend is pwedeng magamit ng historical as a evidence. So, yun yung halimbawa ng primary sources. So, next is artifacts. Example of artifacts. So, halimbawa yung mga skeleton or yung mga bone na pagmamay-ari ng mga namatay during World War II, or yung mga nasira na kagamitan or building during World War II dahil sa gera. So, that is another example of primary sources, which is sa artifacts. So, a primary source is more valued than secondary sources. So, number 2 na tayo. Okay, number 2 is secondary sources. When you say secondary sources, is contain useful information that typically involve an analysis of primary sources material. So, example are reference books. Okay, so reference books is including dictionaries, encyclopedia, and the atlases. Articles from magazines, journals, and newspapers after event. So, there is another important types of historical evidence. Okay, so this is the oral tradition. So, oral tradition consists of stories that are not written but passed on verbally, usually from an eyewitness to succeeding generations. So, yun na yung nakita mo ang pangyayari, then kinwento mo sa isang tao, then yung kinwentuhan mo, kinwento na naman sa ibang tao. So, in short, ang oral tradition is sinabi mo lang siya without written or without evidence. Kumbaga, sinabi mo lang, pero wala kang ebidensya or without written nga. So, okay, so ang oral tradition din is pwede rin siyang gamitin or i-consider as a primary sources. As long as yung tao na yon ay siya mismo nakakita nung pangyayari na yon. So, ang oral tradition din is kadalasan ginagamit din ng mga historian sa pag-aaral ng iba't ibang ethnic groups. So when you say ethnic groups, Just like for example is yung mga Ita, Tiruray, Igorot, Ifugao. Okay, so in short, ang ethnic groups is yung mga tao na nag-share ng pare-parehong paniniwala. So guys, pasok pa rin tayo sa ethnic groups. Kasi meron din tayong sariling paniniwala. Tayong mga Magindanaon, and yung mga Kristiyano, Katoliko, ganyan, and yung mga Maranao, Iranon, pasok pa rin tayo sa ethnic groups. So, next is interpretation. When you say interpretation is ito yung kwan. Okay, so is one particular view or theory based on historical evidence. So, itong interpretation guys is para din siyang historical evidence. Bakit? Okay, so halimbawa nakakita ako ng isang bala sa isang lugar. So, yung bala na yun is kinip ko. Then, maaari akong mag-imbestiga or magtanong-tanong doon sa mga tao na yun kung saan ko mismo nakita yung bala na yun para malaman ko kung yun ba talaga yung ginamit doon sa yun ba talaga yung ginamit na bala doon sa pagpatay doon sa tao na yun. Doon mismo sa pangyayari na yun. So, yun lang guys. Yun yung interpretation. Para din siyang historical evidence. So, yun lamang guys. So, sukran and wassalam.